Good evening, everybody, wherever you're watching from, indeed. And it's a live show, definitely today. And we have managed to be here in United Kingdom. And our guest here today is absolutely our wonderful and amazing counselor here in United Kingdom. And for those that don't know, he is also Kenyan. Counselor Kangethe, good evening today.
Good evening, Juliet. How are you doing?
Asante sana. Very fine. Thank you very much to every viewer that is watching. We do apologize for our hiccup earlier on. This video, we sincerely thank you for watching. For everybody who is watching us across the whole world. In particular, today we thank Mr. Olayomi Koiki, who has given us a quick backup plan. So we are still learning, we're ladies. And thank you so much for your patience, everybody. It's just clocked in 21:39. And I'm going to be a little bit loud. And Councillor Kangethe, if you could also raise your voice much, much more. But tonight we are specifically appreciating you and, of course, your ward in backing. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Councillor Kangethe. I know you very well, and thank you for the work that once again you're doing in your ward, and especially with us Kenyans as well. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, like you said already, you've mentioned my name. I'm Councillor Elizabeth Kangethe. I'm a councillor in Parslows Ward, which is in the London Borough of Buckingham Dagenham.
Yeah.
I've been a councillor since 2010.
I know, yeah.
I was the mayor of Buckingham Dagenham in 1415.
Yeah.
And currently, I am the chair of the full council assembly for the last 3 years in the Buckingham Dagenham. I'm a motivational speaker, so I do quite a lot, both in the community.
And thank you for coming in at such a short notice. We've had absolutely a wonderful creating awareness, and it is important that we create awareness right down to our grassroots in Kenya, and the purpose for us reaching out to you here in London is to make sure that we get Kenyans understanding about this issue about coronavirus. And I know it's something that you also champion in your ward. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing in your ward around your area before we then go to what more can the diaspora be doing here in London as well.
First of all, not just in my ward, this is kind of everybody taking their own responsibility, but as on an individual basis, and as a family, people are just taking first of all their own measures, because this is not a private thing, it's something that really it's an international global issue. So for example, now when the government announced that people need to be indoors, obviously the first thing that we did was to make sure that no offices are open in the council, but we continue giving some of the essential services. For example, the whole day today, I've spent my day on the phone because we've got support. We're giving support to the vulnerable members of our community in terms of supplying food, doing some shopping for them, medication. So in Buckingham Dagenham, we've got a line that we're calling LBBD CAN, London Borough of Buckingham Dagenham CAN. And then I'm one of the buddies. We've got volunteers whose job is just to call, find out the needs of the people. So I've been spending the day doing that because I'm also supposed to self-isolate. I'm supposed to stay indoors, but as much as I stay indoors, I have to support the much I can, and that's what I've been doing.
Thank you so much, and well done to the Borough of Buckingham Dagenham and all across United Kingdom. We sincerely, we're doing our best. We're following government guidelines, and I know with all our councillors and councils, they are sending us all information many thanks for absolutely what you guys are doing as well. And now we come back and we want to appreciate the people who are joining us in United States, and of course, thank you so much to the Women Empowerment Group. Thank you so much. Habari zenu, tunawasalamia Women Empowerment Group, Kinaiva, kila mtu tunawasalamia. Now, we've had this campaign coming from Kenya, which we are helping as the diaspora. And we want to continue to push. We've just to announce to you, we've just hit over 400,000 people have seen this awareness that we are creating. And the message is wash your hands, social distancing, and of course, all the way in Kenya to quarantine. What more can Kenyans be doing, especially in the issue of social distancing? And first of all, can we try and help people to understand how they can observe social distancing, Councillor Kangethe?
Well, absolutely, very vital, because it's not an option, really. It is not an option. We have to adhere to what the government has advised us, because health professionals know better. And we're not just talking about that in Kenya, even here in Britain where we are. Everybody needs to stay safe. We need to remember to wash our hands. We need to keep that social distance, which absolutely people are not adhering to that. It's not just in Kenya. I mean, people need to listen. People need to do the right thing. Washing our hands, keeping the social distance. If you have to go out for whatever reason, maybe to buy some goodies, whatever it is, wearing the face masks, which are readily available, using the sanitizers, very important. And more so, keeping that social distance, because you do not know who is a carrier. You could just be walking with members of your family. You do not know who is a carrier, really. So the social distance is very vital.
Thank you for that. And just to add on that, social distancing is absolutely critical, and we've seen in Kenya tonight here. Thank you so much. Someone is asking, yes, can we all hashtag Komesha Corona? Komesha Corona. Komesha Corona in Swahili. Yes, Komesha Corona means in Swahili stop coronavirus. So we're trying to make sure that people understand the deadly disease. This is an infectious disease. And thank you for starting us off with this issue about social distancing. So basically, we have seen that Kenya would love to carry that message right down on the grassroots, and we are talking about social distancing and its importance and why this is very critical at this time. Just to help people to understand, this is an infectious disease, and the reason people are being asked to observe the social distancing, we want to make that very clear, is because this virus is contagious, and it is when someone is a carrier, it is worse than influenza, it is worse than pneumonia. So keep your distance for now. Let this period pass. We're not going to go into explaining to you as doctors, but what we're doing as community people is to make sure that you're aware that we need to all be following the social distancing that we are asked to do. Councillor Kangethe, in terms of Kenyans, because one of the issues in Kenya is they are talking about they have to go to the market. Everywhere has been asked about everywhere across the world is locked down. Are we able to give people a better understanding here from Kenya that lockdown means that they also follow guidelines like the curfews? Are you able to talk a little bit about how the importance of following these guidelines of curfews is to the Kenyan people?
Thank you, Juliet. Actually, just, coming back to UK here, you all know that when it comes to shopping, we have the set hours. And when you go shopping in any supermarket, there is the distance that you have to keep,
1 meter, 1 to 2 meters, yeah.
Yes, the 2 meters. So, and because because obviously people have to eat. If people have to go to the market, like you're asking in Kenya, I think it's the same thing here, keeping that social distance, which I think it's kind of really difficult. People have to do it because you either choose between going to the market and losing your whole family, losing your life, or staying indoors for a few days and then save lives. Because going to that market, going out and not adhering to the government regulations means you are messing up with your life, the life of other people, because it's spreading. The virus, like we've said, it's spreading like wildfire. And it's very, very difficult to tell who is a carrier. So I think it's also the same thing like we're doing here. Set some time when people can do their shopping, then make sure that there is enough patrol. And actually, even without patrol, I think it's just a matter of self-discipline. Self-discipline, knowing very well that it just takes seconds and this virus catches you. The minute you got the virus, you get back home, spread it to your family goes out. I mean, it's just going like wildfire. So one thing, that self-discipline is very, very important. And the curfew, you did ask about the curfew in Kenya. I'm a bit concerned that the curfew is at night. Does it mean coronavirus just spreads during the night? I mean, I think it's a high time we got a total lockdown, which has got its pros and cons. I do understand. I really very much sympathize with some of the people whose main source of earning is maybe that the market, like you're saying, daily living. That's how they earn their daily living. But at the end of the day, I think it's very important that we think, just have that lockdown for 2-3 weeks, see how life goes, see how things change. I believe it's very, very important that people understand this is not a joke. Coronavirus is not a joke. You just need to watch the videos in Spain, Italy, places, even here, Britain. Today, I think we've got up to over 1,000 dead. 1,000 dead. I was looking at the new hospital, the Nightingale Hospital, which is very close to me. It's in East London. 4,000 seater and 2 morgues. What does that tell you? What are they preparing? People need to be very, very sensible. People need to keep indoors. People need to stay away. People need to wash their hands. People need to keep that social distance. It is very, very crucial that we listen and do what we are being told. It's not a joke. Really, it's not a joke.
Thank you so much. And for those who are watching us, we remember every family. We remember every person who has lost a loved one. We are thinking of you. We pray for you as well. And we take some moments there to think about every family across the whole world who is hard to be caught up with this disease. We ask people as community change makers to really take the government's headlines because each country has got different guidelines. So we ask you to follow the position in which your Ministry of Health has actually requested you as citizens. Let us have humility. Let us have humility and be disciples of obedience, because this is life and death. And this is why this disease is not just a law, but it's actually a public order law, because it is to help us manage ourselves as human beings. So let's take those pot of calls from across different governments very seriously, because we don't want to be losing people because of carelessness. We don't want to be losing people because of the ignorance. Ignorance sadly can lose you life. We want to stay healthy. If we can all be organized, as Councillor is saying, be organized, do your shopping as quickly as possible in Kenya, and then come back home. And definitely we are saying quarantine, because at this position the best medicine, as we are being told across the whole world, is to stay at home and ensure that we reduce and we intervene in these deadly infectious disease that is puzzling many people across the world. In terms of how diasporians should be helping their families back home, what sort of advice would you ask the diasporians to be doing if they have not done that already? Especially our Kenyans, because tonight we want to really go down. Comesha, our hashtag today, we are joining in to the Comesha coronavirus. Comesha coronavirus, and Councillor is also going to say that as well.
Right, commercial coronavirus.
Asante.
Yes. Juliet, yes. I believe people are doing their own bit in their own way. You know, definitely, like we always support. But I also believe that the government should also be taking some further measures. I know they are doing something like what is happening here, because people have lost their jobs, people have lost their businesses. In Kenya, there are those people who just rely on those daily, jobs that they do. I believe there is a lot that also the government can do to support people in terms of, their daily upkeep. Just maybe reduce things like the cost of fuel. Those small bits that the government can do. And I believe also there is also some funding which has been set aside to help the very desperate people, because there are people who are really desperate. Look at what this government here in this country is doing. I know the money has not been released yet, but people, especially those in businesses or those who are not earning at the moment, the government has made arrangements to support those people. Because I will support my own family, you will support your own family, but there are also ways and means that diasporians can also come together and find out how they can help. Because to be honest, if we here are suffering, because there are people here who are going hungry. I told you I'm a telephone buddy and I've been calling people, and I know that there are people who do not have a meal. There are people who need support. So if it can happen out here, what about back home? What about back home? So, people can get together, get together and support where they can. People, I believe there are even groups. I've seen groups of people contributing, buying those masks and sanitizers and food for the people back home. But I believe there's still much more other than just educating people. Because I feel though we are calling for a total lockdown, a bit the cost telling people to stay indoors with nothing to eat, no food. There is also the truth of sharing. You know what we are doing here? We've been advised to call your neighbors, your friends, your relatives, find out what they need and maybe support them. Back home, I believe people can also do the same. Because the gap between the rich and the poor is so wide. We know that. So there are those people who have got a little bit more, and I believe the little bit more that they've got, they can share with their neighbors. It could be in terms of just foodstuffs, just a bag of unga, just maybe a bowl of beans, sharing with the neighbors for now. Because if that does not happen, the neighbors will go for that. There's no way they're going to go hungry, knowing very well that I'm the neighbor and I've got food. They will come for me. So
and thank you. And thank you. Thank you so much for those views. Those are Councillor Kangethe's views and helping us to understand what more people can be doing. Do you want to give a shout to people from your side, people who've joined you on your Facebook page over there? Give them a shout as well. Can you see them?
The thing is, I can't see anybody
okay.
who's on my page.
Right.
But whoever is joining us, thank you ever so much.
Right.
I mean, let's continue and remember to pray for each other.
Okay.
Because we are people of faith.
Okay.
And we believe with God all things are possible.
Okay.
As much as you play your part,
right.
remember to pray. Commit everything to the hands of God. Praying for this host country.
Okay.
Praying for our country back home. Remember the families who have lost their loved ones.
Right.
So let's remember to pray for each other.
Right.
Remember to contact your friends and relatives.
Right.
Find out how they are doing. If you haven't heard from me, please make a point, call me, find out, encourage one another. These are difficult times, but we can make life easier for each other by just calling, sharing whatever we have.
Right.
You could just call and find that all I needed is a phone call for you to encourage me.
Right.
And some people sometimes need some food. You know, just let's share. Let's be our brother's keeper. This is the best time to be our brother's keeper. But remember, with God, all things are possible, and God loves us so much. He's got the whole world in his hands.
And indeed, you've just reminded me, women empowerment group, loads of women joined in and they danced and we said he's got the whole world. And thank you so much to Wamboy Njao for, he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole
world
in his world. He's got the whole world in his hands. Thank you. And I would love to thank you, Kathy, Lydia. Juliet, the camera is dark. You say, yes, we're having technical problem today, but the sound is good. Thank you so much, Mr. Koiki, for telling us the sound is good. We tried our best. We have been struggling, and thank you for letting us know that Facebook has changed its setting. Just one more thing about
some of the friends. Can you see any of the friends? Give a shout out to
I don't want to touch anything. I can see so many people coming in, but I don't want to move anything because if I do, then we will lose. Yes, but what we're gonna do, we thank every single person all across Kenya, all across United UK who has joined us. Thank you so much to people from America. I'd love to thank Dr. Isaac Gitao, who has supported the campaign for We Shall Overcome, and we have now reached the number Councillor Kangethe, who is also the deputy president of here in United Kingdom for DNA, or the Diaspora National Assembly. So joining in here tonight is our wonderful councillor, amazing councillor who's joined in the campaign and bringing it. We want to reach this. We have got a campaign. We are saying share to every 20 people. Ensure that people are social distancing, because when you are alive, ourselves back here in the diaspora, we are able to celebrate and we are able to continue to join hands. We want to thank our president, His Excellency President Honorable Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and of course the First Lady, for joining in the campaign, and the Ministry of Health and all the cabinet ministers that have joined in this campaign. Many thanks, Councillor Kangethe, for coming on board and supporting us over here as well in United Kingdom, and ensuring that people also, we push this agenda that commercial coronavirus.
Corona. Remember, commercial corona, you play your part, the government plays its part, and God for us all.
Thank you so much. So it's a hashtag. We join in on the commercial coronavirus, and also we are also hashtagging We Shall Overcome. We are also hashtagging Stop Coronavirus KE, standing for Kenya. Can I appreciate Honorable Rachel Kamweru? I'm also going to appreciate Winnie Mokami, and I'm also loving the designer who has also done all these wonderful leaflets. We thank you so much for the work that you're doing from Kenya, and thank you so much to absolutely every single person that has shared. We appreciate all the pastors. We thank you for this time, and we thank your husband, who is also a pastor here in London. We thank him so much for the work that you guys are doing. We want to unite. We want people to come in on board. We want every single diasporian here in United Kingdom to spread the word back to their families. Social distancing is absolutely critical at this time. Social distancing, our call here tonight, myself and Councillor Kangethe, our call here tonight, pick your phone up. If you've not picked up your phone and called your family member, today is the day that you pick up the call, and you pick up and you say to your family, social distancing is a must. Please keep safe. Thank you so much, Councillor. I think that you can expand on that.
Thank you very much, Juliet. It's the same thing, the same message. Commercial corona, but everybody playing their part. Social distance, washing your hands, keeping safe. Stay at home. Stay at home. And if you have to travel, if you have to move, keep that social distance. But Kenya, radical steps have to be taken if we have, because you're lucky. You haven't reached where we are now. By today, I think Kenya had about 50 deaths. We have over 1,000. Kenyans, you're lucky. You have the right time. You have the right message. Take the measures. Let it be radical measures before it's too late. You are lucky you haven't reached where we are.
May I appreciate? Yeah.
Not take the measures.
Thank you so much.
Commercial corona.
Commercial corona. Yeah, in Kenya, that means that stop the spread of coronavirus. Thank you so much. May I also say thank you so much to Mr. Bwana Isaac Ngatia, who is the community leader of Slough and Feltham. Asanteni sana kwa kazi ambayo mnaifanya pale in the area of Feltham and Heathrow. Please, all community leaders, we must join in this campaign. Every single community leader. Your councillor is also here suggesting the same thing. If you're a community leader, kina every single person, I will not even begin to mention names. The Southeast tunawaita watu wa East London, tunaita watu wa Southeast, tunaita watu wa North London, of course, and kina Eddie, all of you, and every leader, do your part. We are asking that every single person, how many are we in the diaspora? Everybody can reach a home. Everybody can.
Everybody is a leader in their own way. So if everybody takes their part, everybody play their role, everybody take yourself as a leader in your own way. Don't wait for anybody to come to you.
Thank you.
I also want to shout out to all the pastors and bishops who are doing a great job here. I know they already have their own podium where I know because of my husband.
Yeah.
They are praying, they are getting in touch.
Amen.
And they are doing a commendable job.
Thank you.
Even they're sitting overnight praying. They've got their own way, conferencing, communicating, sharing. So we also need to remember them. They are doing their own jobs. And can we also play our part, like I say, so that we can commercial this thing?
Commercial Corona Kenya. And thank you once again. You're hearing from Councillor Kangethe right down here. London time is just hit 22:05 right here in London. And many, many thanks again for joining us, for joining the campaign and ensuring that we are able to play our role. Most of all as well, we want to say thank you to every single Kenyan. Thank you so much to every single Kenyan that is obeying the rules in place. I cannot forget to say that. I want to appreciate your efforts for doing your best to observe the legal importance of what we have all been asked, and everybody across the world. So we join in this campaign. We join in WHO. We join in social quarantine, social isolation, practicing every single thing. Just one more thing, the healthcare sector. Are we ready in Kenya in our healthcare facilities? What do you think we need in all the hospitals, Councillor Kangethe?
I think they are doing their best, bearing in mind this wasn't anything that were really well prepared for. But I think more should be done. I heard over the news today there's one clinical officer who passed on today.
Oh dear.
And it's even here. I mean, even here it's happening because they are the people who are getting directly into direct contact with the patients. But I believe more needs to be done. One, these health practitioners need to be educated more. They need to be equipped. They need to be given the proper gear before they go and face the patient, because they are really doing a lot. They are sacrificing their lives for us. Even here, remember last Thursday we had a clap. Everybody went on their balconies, their doors, just to appreciate them.
Yeah,
but I
thank
believe
you.
I believe also in Kenya, more needs to be done.
Yeah.
Get the PPE, get the proper gears for the health professionals, make sure they are well equipped with the knowledge of how to handle this. Yeah. Because if a health professional is affected, the clinical officers, the nurses, they take back to their homes, they spread in the whole, village. So it's very, very dangerous. And I think Kenya is doing okay. I'm listening, and the local leaders, I'm really keen. I follow so much of what happens in Kenya. Yeah. The local leaders are doing the best they can in terms of sending the sanitizers to the local villages, the supermarkets, the markets and all that.
And the campaign, just to let you know, the campaign that we're running, actually, the pipelines have actually supplied the waters in the water, the tankers that people are actually seeing across the whole country. We want to appreciate every sponsor as well in Kenya who has supplied their tanks and who has given even the soaps so that we are able to contain and put washing up places, namitungi and whatever. Many thanks for that. In hospitals, may I also just quickly add that every hospital, not just in Kenya, but across the whole of Africa, let us learn to improve all our healthcare systems across the whole Africa, so that we are not just coming in case of emergency, and then that is when we are rushing. But let us prepare ourselves in terms of management disasters. Let us improve all our clinical guidelines across the whole country. These are our hospitals. And we know that the government, and with your help and the big agenda for the Excellency President Muigai Kenyatta, is one of the biggest thing is, and we love you. This is why we say what we're saying, is to improve the healthcare system in across our country. We thank you for the national health, is it the NHI, is it NHIF? Yes, that you have started, that Kenyans are beginning to be able to go and to the hospital. But this disease is something else. Is what we are seeing it in Christian terms is a bit demonic disease, so quote me for that. So please, Kenyans, let us not wait to get ill, and let us take these matters very seriously. Myself and Councillor Kangethe here, and she reached, we are absolutely crying out just to bring you these conversations, discussions, because we love you, we want you to keep. And tonight, it's all about social distancing. We thank you for washing your hands. We thank you so much. We appreciate every single one of you for washing your hands and washing regularly your hands. But now we want you to extend that to kumbuka, you remember the next neighbor. So every time you're going to the shop, Kenyans, let us explain a little bit. Myself will go deeper just a little bit before we pen off here tonight. Munaenda, when you you queue properly, give your neighbor or the customer, give them space, 1 meter to 2 meters as we are walking, so that we are able to control this disease. We are asking you to kindly obey these rules, so that you don't call us here to say you want money, because even here we are locked down. Remember, we are locked down. So please, if somebody is not telling you that, Councillor, I think I had to mention that.
We are not working, we are indoors.
We are indoors, so please.
And actually, even the money will not help at this time.
Thank you.
How do you use the money?
Thank
money
you.
is not helpful now. It's not helping.
Thank you. So
all we need is to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves.
Yeah.
Washing our hands, keeping the social distance, isolating yourself.
Absolutely.
Not sitting in big crowds. Not, this is not the time to socialize. Really.
And
socialize with your own family back home. Stay at home.
Also, just to ask Kenyans to obey the police as well. Let us respect our police officers as well. Let's touch on that. Our police officers, give them an easy time. They've also got families. So we are asking you to respect the announcements from the government, and we thank you all. Thank you so much once again to Koiki for joining us, to helping us to get this audio at least. we've managed with that, Mr. Koiki, king of social media, and this was backup plan. We had to use our backup plan, and we sincerely want you. Our action call here tonight, please, we'll share some photos, and please share that photo to 20 people. Our action call here tonight, share the photos of wash your hands. The second message is social distancing, and the third message is you self quarantine or self isolate. Those are the three things we are leaving you with tonight. And to me and Councillor Kangethe, asante sana. We love women empowerment. We love the work that everybody is doing. We love the cabinet ministers in Kenya. And thank you so much for every single person who has joined here tonight. I have seen Ghana, I've seen Nigeria, I have seen United States is watching us. And of course, thank you so much once again, Dr. Isaac Hitao, who has taken the campaign at another level. We thank the people. Absolutely. And we have now reached, I'm told we've clocked 475,000 people. Amen to that. Let the message arrive every single corner. We have started campaigns in Botswana, in Nigeria, everywhere. We have to reach to the whole of Africa. We must speak to our people. We have to speak to our people. Councillor Kangethe, I love you. Many, many thanks for joining at such a short time.
Thank you so much, Juliet. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. Thank you to everybody who was watching. Spread the word, like we said. It's not about me. It's not about Juliet. It's about each one of us. We want to see you healthy tomorrow. We want to build a better nation tomorrow.
Absolutely.
But we can only do that if we do what is being asked of us.
Thank you.
We want you healthy. Please keep safe. Stay safe. Stay safe. Commercial corona. Stay safe. Isolate yourself, wash your hands, keep that social distance. I love you all. I love you. God bless.
God bless you. And you're hearing from me as well. That was Councillor Kangethe for Pastor Ward here in Backing. And my name is your one and only African Wonder Woman, Juliet Mahapila. Just hold on. I should do my African Wonder Woman as well. Indeed, it's right down there. African Wonder Woman, right down here with our wonderful and amazing counselor. We got hold of her, and many, many thanks for joining. It's a good night from me. And yes, Esther, I have seen you. Ezzy, I have seen you waving. Asanteni sana. Please help us share this message. Share, everybody. Share the message. Join the campaign. Social distance. We leave you with three things again. Thank you so much to Ministry of Health. We leave you washing hands. Don't forget to wash your hands. Don't forget to social distance. And don't forget to self-quarantine if you're from Kenya. If you're from London, we're being asked to self-isolate, and let's follow all the guidelines. It's a good night from me, and it speaks soon. Bye-bye. Thank you. Good night.
God bless. Bye-bye.